What's going on? It's One Cerveza, please, with James Hatridge.
What's up?
This is episode 1 of many more to come, where we just sit down and review our favorite alcohol beverages.
Yeah, pretty much. Beer, seltzer, cocktails, whatever. Right now it's air.
Yeah, right now we're pretty empty, but we'll get that right now. It's not my favorite beer. We'll save that for later. But it's my favorite pre-mixed Chelada. And then you can see my favorite beers on the table somewhere in a little Easter egg. But
See, now you got me looking at the table.
it's somewhere on this table. Find it. Comment if you know my favorite beer. Oh, this is funny. You could probably hear this being poured.
I've never had Sol.
You never had one of these?
No.
They're, in my opinion, the best
Like pre-mixed can?
pre-mixed can. Straight out of the box. A little cheeky hack I do is sometimes I put a half a lime and salt. But
By the end of this, I'm going to figure out your favorite beer. I want to say it's Pacifico, but
is it on the table?
no, I'm not seeing it anymore.
Well, I'm saying it's not embedded into the table. But it is on it. I'll put that there just so you guys know what we're drinking.
It's on your glass, isn't it? It's on the other side of your glass. There it is.
It's right there too on the camera. I'm not sure if it's getting picked up, but I mean this thing we got going on. I mean it's. Oh. Cheers!
Cheers, big cheers.
Cheers with hopefully you like it. Do you like micheladas in general?
That one is good.
It's
I wish I had a little more,
less
a little
sweet.
more salt.
Yep, exactly. Yes, it does need a little more salt, but
Oh, straight out the can. That's good.
in my opinion, I think it's better than the Modelo cheladas. Those are like sugar. Those are like real. This has lots of sugar too, but I don't know. I have to look at the sugar content. Sure, it's a little lower.
What was your first michelada? Was it like some pre-mix? Was it homemade?
Okay, so one of the first times I've ever tried a michelada was in Mexico. I was probably like 9 or 10 years old. And when there's festivals over there, the vendors they don't care.
Right.
Half the vendors are like related or, a local anyways, and honestly, they don't care.
Right. This is back in the day too, so it's just like you're probably like buying a beer for like $1.52.
Oh, in Mexico, I think a michelada 32-ounce cup with a decent amount of ice. So, I mean, you're not getting a full 32 ounces, but the whole shebang, all the seasonings and everything that they do over there, $2.
Goddamn.
You go to Broadacres Swap Meet. Have you ever been?
No.
Okay, I need to take you there.
Hell
That's
yeah.
here in Vegas. We'll do an episode about that. But I think a 32-ounce drink there is $16. I don't know. If $12. I remember it used to be like 8, but I think it's up to like 12 now. They're pretty good, and it's not really a michelada. It's more of what they say is a chelada, which is no clamato. It just has lime, Valentina, salt, tajin on the rim, and it's pretty good. It gets the job done, and it's in a 32-ounce thin plastic container. You can go there in the middle of June, and it's pretty hot. Well, I don't recommend going in the middle of June, but the beer will still be cold by the time you take the last sip. That's how quick you drink them, or I don't know what voodoo magic they got going on. Straight from the keg, it's delicious. For Vegas locals, you guys know. You can also buy Clamato on the side and pour it in.
Yeah.
I think I might have made you what I call a swap meet michelada, but
I'm sure over the years at some point. Dude, one of the cooler drinks I ever got in like kind of like an off the street type of deal. We went to Cocoa Beach in Florida when I went with my girl and her family. And they were selling these like little, they called them like hurricane buckets, and it was literally a bucket. And I mean, they had a lot of ice in there, but it was still a bucket cocktail. And yeah, man, those things would put you on your butt, but it was just delicious. But it was just cool. The whole gimmick of it. It was just like they literally just threw a straw in a bucket, a little plastic pail. Like it's a little plastic pail. They throw the ice in there. They throw in all the other stuff, make the cocktail. You know, they call it the hurricane, and then they just straw right in there.
So I was a little confused there because in Mexico, when you order a cubeta, which is a bucket in Spanish, there's services, people on mopeds, you call them up, and they'll bring you 12 beers in a bucket with ice, already cold, and you just prop it up wherever you want. It's like pizza delivery, but it's beer. We need that here, bad.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's
we're gonna start a business.
Yeah, it's to help prevent DUIs and accidents. No That's the next thing.
We'll deliver you beer, and then somebody will take you home.
Well, hopefully we're delivering beer to their home, so they're not out and about. I mean, then you can just call an Uber. I'll always drink responsibly.
In moderation.
Yeah, and don't drink too much. Know your limits. But, yeah, back to my first michelada. So delicious. And traditionally over there, it's made with the 40-ounce Corona Familiar, which is like the dark Coronas, not extra or premier or light.
Like the brown bottles?
Yes, the one that's like 180 calories per serving per 12 ounces, but it's just so delicious. It's so good. And that's where everything changed. And here we are.
Here we are today.
15 years, 16 years later.
In the making.
So it's crazy how I'm trying to go back into this YouTube thing, considering like I used to do YouTube 15 years ago is where I started in 2010-ish, 13-ish years.
Yeah.
And just life got in the way, but it was something that I really liked doing. We had I had 20,000 subscribers in like 2010, which was like a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, life happened and I didn't have the opportunity to do that anymore. But I'm glad I have it now.
Feels good to be back, huh?
Feels good to be back.
We're a little late to the podcast boom, but here we are.
Yeah, we're one of many, but, you know, enjoy.
Right. I mean, I feel like it's just one of those things, dude. There's, you know.
Yeah.
There's so many people in the world. It's hard. Everyone's getting into everything.
Yeah. Everyone has a podcast now. But.
Yo, no joke. This is good right out of the can.
It's pretty good.
If I wanted to meet Chelada and I just want to sit around and like go fishing or some shit.
Yeah, it's good. I love taking these to the beach or taking them out responsibly, drinking in dedicated drinking zones, not taking them out to the desert and just chugging them.
No.
And I don't know if you could see on camera, but it's not that dark, so it doesn't have lots of clamato and it doesn't bloat you a lot. Because micheladas, some people are like, oh, I can only have one of those, and I get bloated. I've been conditioning myself for many years, and I can have many now. But yeah, they do bloat. They're a little bloaty, but these are pretty light and pretty good.
Yeah, honestly.
And you can always spice things up by adding whatever your favorite hot sauce or more salt or more lime. But the lime is actually pretty good.
How do you like Sol just, you know, alone?
Regular Sol?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Didn't even give it garbage.
Like, I want to review drinks, you know, review beers, review micheladas, whatever, do my own recipes and share those with the audience and stuff, but none of them will include regular Sol.
Oh, that'll be a challenge then. One of these, we'll have to make a michelada with Sol in it that's delicious.
Apparently we have to add sugar because that's all this has. It has quite a bit of sugar. But no, back in the day when I was younger, when I first turned 21, we'd go to Senor Frog's in Vegas. Have you ever been? It's at the Treasure Island. And it's like, it has live Mexican music. It's a good time. And prior to COVID, you were shoulder to shoulder all the way through, and it was a large area. It's a large area.
Sometimes I know where Treasure Island is, so I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's huge club, and you're just squeezing through, and the tables that are available, you have to buy a bottle that's several $100s to even sit down. But all they had for sale, beer wise, was Sol, and garbage. That's what I gotta say. No, that was like my first time trying Sol in a while. I think I probably tried it when I was in Mexico a long time ago, but straight out of the glass, popped open fresh, and it just has a really weird aftertaste to it. The whole thing is don't recommend. Just don't recommend, but I'd rather drink a Bud Light if that kind of puts stuff into perspective.
Would you drink Natural Light over Sol?
Probably.
Okay, fair enough.
Probably.
All right.
That'll be I'll do that next time you're on. We'll do a Natural Light versus Sol.
You know what? You know what'll be like disgusting, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna make a michelada with Asian imported beer.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be horrible.
No, it's not.
It will be, bro.
No, it's not.
Then we'll get a really dry ass Asian beer, like a sake.
Sapporo.
Sapporo.
Hear me out. This is already something I've thought of. This is something I've created before. Sapporo?
I swear to God, if you say you're throwing like sriracha or sriracha mayo in it, I'm done.
Not sriracha mayo. Come on. Sapporo, sriracha, instead of Maggi sauce, do soy sauce. Bomb.
You've already done this?
I've done it. That's a different business project where I'm going to be selling pre-mixed stuff, but that's to come. Not announced yet. To be announced. Okay. But yeah, no, it's pretty good.
We'll throw some imitation crab and some cucumber in there.
Fuck it.
Just a fucking stick of crab instead of celery.
A fucking stick of crab. What else would go? A fucking calamari or tempura.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people in all over the world that they have a mobile bartending license, and they'll come in with like all their mixes and just do beer mix, like micheladas for you guys, like at a party, at a private event. Well, it's just a bartender, but there is a mobile bartender, but people market it in like we specialize in micheladas, Right. And they do pretty good. I follow a couple on Instagram, but everyone's doing good. There's so much money to be made now. Like,
Yeah, you just got to put yourself out there.
You just got to put yourself out there. Some people are complaining about not being able to get a job, but there's work everywhere. And weird things too.
Oh, dude, if you want something bad enough, you will figure it out.
There's something I thought of randomly was starting a grill cleaning business. And I just looked it up. I'm like, grill cleaning business. They exist.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I mean, I just have a grill that costs, whatever, a couple $100, but, there's so much people that have these built-ins that they spent $25,000 in getting built, or even just standalone sets that are, $14,000 grills. Just, I don't know why.
But dude, people are lazy. They don't want to take it apart and clean every individual piece and scoop out all the charred shit. You know what I mean?
So, you pop up and clean it, charge a couple $100. That's not for everyone. Yeah. It's only going to happen here and there. Whoever can afford it, then that's okay. That's a side gig right there. That's a side hustle.
Hey, cat just delivering beer to your house and then cleaning your grill for you. We're your guys.
Exactly. But I don't know. I think that was a pretty good introduction so far. I mean, it's...
Yeah, man. Just keep going with the flow.
Yeah. I think we're due for another beer. Just kidding. I think we're good. This is really good. I can't stop.
I mean, I finished it.
Yeah. Quick. Cheers. That was delicious. But
yeah, thank you.
But I wanted to talk a little bit about my logo. And I had to hop on to the AI train gang where everyone's using AI. Everyone's making videos about it.
You use fucking chatbot to make this or what?
Dolly 2.
Okay.
It's the same company. I'm pretty sure it's the same company. Don't quote me. But I just put in a man in space, like floating off in the galaxy holding a beer. And I feel like that'd be me.
The hand holding the beer is tripping me out.
Oh, if you
Look at the fingers.
No, definitely. It's AI generated.
I know, that's what I'm saying, though. Looks like he's got, like, at first I was just trying to count the fingers, but now I'm looking at it, looks like a hand holding another hand.
Yeah. Yeah, don't look at AI images too long. It's trippy. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
I'll try to put it on screen if I can get that into editing so you guys can look at it. But
what I want you to do, I want you to throw it as a decal on our delivery van for when
Yes.
we deliver beer.
yes, and we drive around a Tesla.
Yes.
Just because they sent one into space.
Can we pre-order the truck? Is the truck up for pre-order yet?
I think it's been up for pre-order since 2017. It's yet to deliver.
Oh, jeez.
Or it might have been 2016, honestly. I'd look it up, but I didn't close all my tabs out. I don't know what I got open. But it's been a while. I think it's been over 5 years for sure. But Elon Musk is just a really good hype man.
Yeah. Smart. Dude, smart.
What do you think about what'd you think about the fights yesterday on Sunday?
Oh, the boxing fights?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even get to watch them.
Oh, you didn't watch them?
No, I just listened. I listened along. I was busy. I listened along to a fight companion for the main event, and then I went back and watched the highlights for what I could find. Like, I mean, out of what I could see, and obviously it's only highlights. You know, it definitely looked like both guys had their moments, but Tommy was the more experienced boxer. You know, he just knew how to move in certain situations where he made Jake look stiff and just kind of uncomfortable in there, and to a point where Jake was just trying to land the big shots. And he did have that knockdown, and he had a couple of moments, but it just wasn't enough, in my opinion. Now, that ref was tripping ass. I don't know what was going on with that referee, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
Yeah. I mean,
He deducted several points from...
I thought it was only the one.
It happened more than once.
Yeah, I mean...
Which is weird.
You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you get those things in fighting, but...
I was, like, looking forward to the fight and everything, but I stuck around for most of the fights prior, you know, on the fight card, and the co-main event was actually pretty fire.
Yeah?
It was Jack the Ripper versus this other guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but Jack was going up a weight class. I just know it wasn't his weight class, and the other dude was champion in that weight class, and he ended up becoming double champ, I think. In whatever, you know, there's like a dozen boxing belts, so one of the dozen boxing belts, the WBC, the NBC, the WCB, whatever, 3-letter abbreviations they have. So but yeah, it was a great fight. The underdog won that one. I'm pretty sure he was underdog, and if he wasn't, well, that makes sense now.
What's your favorite combat sport to watch? Is it boxing, would you say, or?
I think it depends. I don't know. I kind of like mixing it up, but if I were to choose only one, like to watch forever, it'd be probably UFC, just because there's less corruption in there. In my opinion. It could be more, who knows.
Yeah.
Is there corruption in UFC?
There's a lot going on in the UFC. Let's not even go down that rabbit hole.
Like,
we'll save that one for another day.
Like people, what do you call it? Like getting tested several times for PEDs, and then others being tested 0 times.
Nothing. I don't think, not quite that bad. I mean, maybe at some point in the earlier years, but you know,
I can't think of the example, but yeah.
Dude, like everything, people cheat.
If they can get a slight edge, they're going to take it.
Yeah. And in any sport, in any video game, you know what I mean? That's why there's the saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Dang. That's like a baseball quote right there. They cheat sometimes. Or that one team, I forgot what it's called. The Astros. Sorry.
Oh, Houston Astros.
I'm not good at anything besides soccer and
Dude, even the
combat
Olympics.
sports.
People cheat in the Olympics. People cheat in everything. People cheat in high school and college sports. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
It's true.
But it's just that desire to win.
It's true. When my father told me a story once when he was a kid, I think he might have been 10 or 12 years old, and he was like in a 12 under league. Mm-hmm. Shows up to the final in like a bigger city. He lived in like a pueblo, but he shows up to like the city. He says that all the people on the other team had like mustaches and like smelled like BO. Like they were like fully grown, like 20-year-olds. And that he went out there and they tried their best, but they got their butt kicked. Yeah, sucks. People I can only imagine in Mexico, they can just do what do you call it? Like a false birth certificate and stuff. Pay off the ref or whatever official gave them the card. Because when you show up to play, you like show like an ID card of, your age and what team you're on and stuff. But it's crazy.
I think it's hilarious, bro. There's nothing more hilarious than when you have that one kid that just hit that like super spurt above everybody else their age.
It happens.
And then you see them playing like football or basketball, and they're like a whole head taller than everybody.
I mean, like that one kid who went viral not too long ago. He was like 12 years old, and he had like a full-blown stash. He's like, mom posted like, oh, congratulations, little Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't small. Jimmy was probably taller than me and had more body hair than me.
Dude, that's how like Mike Tyson describes himself. When you ever watch like his interviews, listen to him, he says he's like beating up grown men when he was a teenager.
This is true.
Yeah.
Shows up to a gym. People are like, oh, I heard about you. Come see if you can prove yourself. Boom, knocks him on their ass. Yeah, it's crazy. But combat sports. Yeah. So my answer is UFC.
Gotcha. All right.
I love watching Canelo fight. I just feel like that right now there's more talent in UFC than there is in boxing. I feel like boxing there's several weight classes and stuff, but I don't know. When Canelo goes in there with some retired or like almost supposed to be retired heavyweight or whatever, and then he just like kicks his butt because he's like way faster. It's like, okay, you're just throwing bags of potatoes at him and he's just tearing it apart.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the UFC, everyone has a chance. Everyone has the opportunity to just knock the lights out of you. And I feel that too in boxing, but the gloves, the padding, the experience, I don't know. I just feel like maybe because the gloves are thinner, you have that opportunity to hit the magic button.
I would say, I'd say boxing got unpopular there for a while just because of all the crap that it's been through over the years. And then the UFC came out. Well, MMA came out in general, but the UFC is the big front runner. It's the flagship for MMA.
Because they didn't stop during COVID.
Oh, no. Okay, that's what really propelled them. I mean, they were already getting bigger. They had already had these great stars like Ronda Rousey and Conor McGregor and things like that. And I mean, they had other stars, but those are the ones that everybody knew who they were. You know what I mean? If you went into a bar and brought up that name, somebody had heard it. And so, but after COVID, when 2020 hit and all sports stopped and the UFC was the only thing that kept going, that's when I feel like a lot of fans really got into MMA and UFC and combat sports in general.
I mean, yeah.
Even boxing, all the gimmicky stuff that goes on in boxing, Logan Paul, KSI, Logan Paul and Mayweather, Jake Paul's entire, everything that he's been going through. And you got to give Jake Paul respect. He's a boxer. He's not a great boxer. He's not a championship caliber boxer yet, but he's a boxer.
He trains his ass off.
He gets in there. If you get in there and do the damn thing, you're a boxer. Nobody can take that away from you. I don't care if you don't ever win a fight. If you put the gloves on, put that mouthpiece in, sign the contract, get in the ring and fight with another man in front of people, you're a boxer.
Are you a boxer?
Not yet.
Well, are you excited? Do you box?
Yes, that makes me nervous. That makes me need a cerveza for sure.
So you train. You train, right?
Yes, sir.
How's training?
How's training for boxing?
Yeah. Is it
tough,
brutal?
man. It's training for anything is as much as you're going to put into it, as much as you want out of yourself. So that's really what it's going to come down to. It's you versus you every single day. So, you can get up and cheat yourself and say, I don't want to do it today. I'm not going to do it. You know what I mean? But then you don't have that later. You know what I mean? You don't have that work. You don't have that experience.
Do you have a timeline on when you think you're going to fight?
Hopefully April, but if we can't do April, then, we'll have to see what else is available in the area, but hopefully in April.
Do they have events like every month or is it like just whenever they can get people?
It just depends where you go. There's events going on all over the place, but with places like Las Vegas, and they do a fair and hurricane where you can sign up to box. That's a good place to do amateur boxing. They got a little gym down there. So it really just depends on what you're going for and what you want to find. They still do Golden Gloves. Don't get me started on that. I have no idea when the next Golden Gloves is in our area.
Oh, I don't know.
They do things like that all the time.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Does that make you nervous?
Oh yeah, yeah. But that's why I love it. You know what I mean? You want that. You want that thing in your life that makes you nervous, that makes you scared, that makes you want to challenge yourself. You know what I mean?
Like podcasting?
Yeah, dude, like this, doing this, talking in front of a camera and, just putting yourself out there. That's nerve-wracking, right?
It is. It really is. I like freezed up there for a second, but yeah, it is. It's fun though. It's something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure we're either cut or we're still recording, but I think we might be reaching the limit. So we might have to end it here and do this again sometime.
Sounds good to me. Before we get out of here, I know we got way off track, but Sol, what is that? Is it just Sol Cerveza in a can? I don't want to.
Sol Chelada.
Sol Chelada.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? 3 out of 5 stars.
3 out of 5?
3 out of 5
Let's
stars.
do it out of 10. So 6 out of 10?
Yeah. It's a solid 6 out of 10. 6.5.
I'm giving it a 8.5. That's pretty high.
Okay. All right. That's pretty generous.
That's pretty generous, but
pretty generous.
I've been drinking this for, I don't know, a decade.
Yeah, no, this is the first episode too. The more geladas I get, who knows? I might get meaner.
Okay. I'll change it. 7.5. 7.5.
All right, 7.5.
All right. Thank you. And we'll do this again.
Good night.
Hopefully that thing's still recording.